Hello. Good evening, Mr. Wellington.
Good evening. Yes,
This is
sir.
Richard speaking.
Richard, you want to offer prayer?
Father
Sorry.
Fredan.
Okay.
This is Richard Father Fredan.
Okay, Richard. Good. Hi, how are you? Right. So I am.
Not bad. Not bad.
I say offering to pray.
I'll close my eye. I don't know who gonna volunteer to pray.
All right. So let us get somebody who.
Okay, I can do it. I can do it. No problem.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
To see the Father's leading too.
You're supposed to recognize this Richard Father, do you?
Yes, man, I do.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure speaking with you this evening, sir.
All right. So let's go ahead with the prayer.
Okay, we can go ahead with the prayer if everyone is ready.
Go ahead.
Okay. Dear Father, just want to give you thanks this evening for this wonderful evening to all the parents and students, principal and teachers of St. Elizabeth Technical High School. It's a very pleasure to be here this evening praying in the mighty name. Give us health and strength for all we have been through and all we are about to go through. Guide us and protect us. Open up all the knowledge of all the kids, teachers, and parents for good understanding and communication, and let everything be in good hand as we pray this evening, oh Lord. Bless each and every one on this group today. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you very much, Sir Richard. Thank you very much. And as I said before, it's nice to see the fathers present, playing their role and leading. So I think that's a good start to make in terms of this group of new students, to see a father stepping out early and leading from in front. Parents, let me thank you very much for joining us. We have 60 persons here now. We would have expected 280, but as I said earlier, we did not get the list of students who were placed at states until minutes to 4 today. So up until 3:30 today, we had no idea at all who are the persons who were placed at states, excepting for those one or two who you may know, and they may say that my child is coming to states. We did not. None of the high schools in Jamaica got their list until 3:30 today. However, we had made arrangements. We had made arrangements to have our meeting with our parents this evening, as well as for them to collect their packages over the next 2 days. So we are grateful that you have been able to join us. When we got the list, we also got a list of parents and their numbers, and therefore we created a WhatsApp group. We have not yet been able to finish putting all the parents in the WhatsApp groups because, as I said, we just got that list maybe 2 hours ago, and so we have not been able to type all 280 parents' name in the group. We have gotten to as far as, sorry, just 1 second for me. Hello? Just going to mute. I'm going to mute everyone's background because somebody's background is not muted. Right, so now everybody's muted. All right, so we have created a WhatsApp group with our parents. Not everyone is in as yet, but we'll try to get everyone involved or included in the WhatsApp group between now and Thursday, when all the packages should have been collected. Normally for our meeting with our new parents, we would have a sit-down meeting in the auditorium before packages are handed out. However, as you can imagine with what is happening with COVID, we are trying to minimize any gathering of any students or parents or any groups at all. And therefore, we will not be having that meeting tomorrow with our parents as we would normally do. What we're hoping to do is that we will have just some basic discussions today. Then we'll give you the opportunity to collect your packages, and then we'll have one large Zoom meeting with all parents, hopefully by Thursday afternoon. So what we're going to, we hope by then we would have collected everybody's contact details, and we'll be able to communicate via WhatsApp. We'll be able to share with you the Zoom meeting link so that we can meet and have hold some discussion on our expectations, what you're expected to do, what role you're expected to play, and how we go through the next few weeks as you get your children prepared for school at the start of September. But let me just share some basic information. I don't know if Miss Alex, are you on the call, Mrs. Alexander? Just raise your hand. Miss Alex is not here. Right, so we'll just share some basic information with you, and I'll open the floor for you to ask questions if you needed to clarify anything. Everyone is muted now, so if you want to speak, you'll have to just raise your hand and I'll allow you to unmute. So tomorrow, we are expecting that all parents, we start at 9 o'clock, and parents with children whose surname end with A to M, letters A to M, we expect you to pick up your packages tomorrow. I think A to F comes between 9 and 12, and G to M, you can come between 1 and 3 tomorrow. So if you are not able to make it at the designated time and you want to come outside of that time, then you are free to come as well and collect your packages. On Thursday, all other parents are expected to collect their packages. I see Mrs. Alexander is on, so I'm going to allow her to speak when the time comes. But let me unmute her from now, so that if she wants to. All right, Miss Alexander, whenever you want to chime in, you can chime in. So tomorrow, A to M, and then on Thursday, other parents, and we are issuing packages between 9 and 3 o'clock. Packages cost $4,000. So you come with $4,000 and you will pick up your child's package, which is basically all the documents that are going to be required for them to be registered, including their student's handbook. The documents will have to be completed. You will have to get the child's medical done. You will also have to submit, not tomorrow, but I think there's a date set, the information will be provided. You will have to submit the child's birth certificate and immunization card initially. So as soon as you're able to do that, we're asking that you submit those two documents, the immunization card and their birth certificate. For tomorrow, as I said, the only thing you'll be doing is collecting the package. Between tomorrow and August, I think it's August 16th. So which means 3 weeks. You have 3 weeks to do your preparation for back to school, including getting their uniforms, because on the 16th of August, students are expected to turn out for summer school and orientation. Summer school and orientation will run from August 16th to August 27th. All right, Mrs. Alexander, I think we'll have more details on that, so she will tell you a little bit more about that. But essentially what you need to know is that after today, you have roughly 3 weeks to get your children ready to turn out on the 16th of August. Of course, everything that we are saying and doing is contingent on what is happening with COVID, right? So everything is dependent on what is happening with COVID, but we will continue to plan. We continue to plan, and depending on what is allowed, then we go ahead with what is allowed. We are also planning for full school in September, but the possibility also exists that your child may not be able to turn out every day for school in September. What we are hoping is that worst case scenario, each grade 7 child will be able to attend school face-to-face for 3 days each week. Right? That's a worst case scenario. Again, depending on what COVID is saying. when you collect your package, packages tomorrow or Thursday, there are some information that is shared with you that you may need clarification on. We will set a meeting for Thursday evening. So everyone, by that time, everyone should have had their package and you would have gone through it. And if there are questions that you need to ask, you'll be able to ask. But essentially, the handbook will explain to you almost everything you need to know. And it really should be just you trying to get a clarification on something that you may not clearly understand. But the handbook will speak to almost everything that you need to know as it relates to school. Mrs. Alexander, you want to chime in? You're muted.
Just with the uniform.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, parents. I just want to point out with the school uniform, the gingham, the blouse that you are to purchase is a 1/2 inch, is not the small gingham. So when you go to the stores, you are to ask them for a Stets uniform. They will know the correct one to give you. Normally, we would show you, during this talk, we would have the uniforms to show you, but I just want to point out that for you to ask for the 1/2 inch gingham. It's not the fine one, but the 1/2 inch gingham for the blouse. Should I speak on summer school, sir?
Yes, speak to it, please.
Okay, for summer school, we expect all students to be out. It's not optional. What we're going to be doing is registering all students on the Stets Google Classroom platform. So all students will be registered. They will be getting their email address and their password. And they're also going to be practicing working in the Google Classroom platform. Because as Sir said, we are not sure what is going to happen in September. So we would want to have all our students registered in the platform and also working in the platform. We're going to be teaching, revising is it PEP? I'm getting the names mixed up. No, it's not GSAT anymore, it's PEP. So we are going to be revising the grade 6 PEP syllabus. So they will be familiar with what we are doing so they can do the work and present it in Google Classroom, even though they will be at school. We will also, because they are out of the formal system for so long, they are going to be coming in the classroom. We are going to have them practicing wearing their mask again because they'll be out for summer and they will become a little relaxed over the summer. So during summer school, we are also going to have them practicing the protocols for the virus as we do at Stets. Pardon, sir?
I was just helping you. Go ahead.
Okay. We're going to be practicing all the protocols so that when they come in September, they can know exactly what to do. So it's very important for your students, for your children to be out at summer school. Back to you, sir.
Right, and just to add that we are still uncertain, as everybody knows, we are still uncertain as to what is likely to happen come September. I know the government is making every effort to ensure that school is able to resume, but we also know that it is clear that it is very likely that at least initially, we will not be able to have every student at school every day just because of the numbers and the fact that we will have to continue practicing the physical and social distancing, and therefore online classes will have to continue to be a part of how the students are taught and how they learn. And so we were fortunate, for example, last year's PEP students, we were able to have almost 3 weeks of summer school, and we were able to get them enrolled on the Google platform. So when all the other schools were waiting on the government to get their Google platforms and to get them enrolled and so on, we had ours set up. All our students got their own email addresses. got their own accounts and parents could join the class. We were able to communicate, send messages via our Google platform. And therefore, when I think the government, officially school started in October because they had to use September to set up across the country. Our students were able to start classes from September because they had come to summer school, they were registered on the platform, they already knew how to access the Google Classroom, and therefore we're ready to roll. So similarly, we want to ensure that we don't know what will happen, so we want to make sure that we make use of whatever time is available, get our students familiar with the Google platform. Well, I think this year it's a little bit different because I think most schools, including the primary school students, would have been made familiar with Google Classroom. And so many of them have some level of familiarity. So it's just a matter now of us getting them enrolled on our platform and getting them used to it, and you being able to as well to get access to the Google Classroom, so you will know where the students will be doing classes if they have to be doing classes online. Right? As well as Mrs. Alexander mentioned, reviewing the prep work, we also have to do our own diagnostic testing for our new students. We know that, for example, their prep results is heavily based on their grade 4 work, which was 2 years ago, right? Their grade 4 work is 2 years ago. We need to see where they are now as it relates to high school and what they are going to be expected to do in grade 7. We don't want to just take them and start teaching grade 7 work when these students have not yet gotten to grade 7 level. And I know you think that they have good grades and therefore it means that they are ready. Trust me, they are not ready, right? Even those students with their placement scores of 120 and their mastery of numeracy, they are not ready. For the most part, I can bet you that 90% of them are not ready for high school. So we have to make sure that we do as much as possible to ensure that they are prepared, and when they come out with all the other students and the other distractions around them, they would have been oriented in a way so that they are ready to take on the challenges that comes with high school. Today is not going to necessarily be a long meeting because I want you to have your packages in your hand and to go through them so that we can discuss what is it that is expected of you. The handbook will speak to all the school rules. It will speak to the dress code, how the students should be dressed. And let me tell you point blank, I know there's a big debate in the around about dress and what schools should or should not do. We have our school rules. The country have a set of laws that have not yet changed. So let me make it absolutely clear. There are rules that we have governing the school, and those rules are supported by the laws of the country. It does not matter to me what any politician wants to say until they have gotten the right to change the rules. So as it relates to the school rules, we expect all students and all parents to abide by the school rules as the laws of the country says in the Education Act of 1980, which says that all parents and students are expected to abide by the rules of the school, right? And it is not because we want to be draconian, but we understand and appreciate that it cannot be a free-for-all, right? It cannot be a free-for-all. It is these rules that help us to ensure that as parents and as teachers, we are able to get our students properly socialized and be able to fit into society, not by allowing them to do as they please at age 12 and 13 and 14. And then when they get to 18 and 19 and 20, are running amok over the country, we're trying to find out what went wrong, right? So the rules are there, and we are expecting that everyone will be supportive of the rules and appreciate the fact that the rules are meant to ensure that we are able to get the best out of every single student, and that they will be able to become a valuable member of society. So I think I don't want to share much more now. What I will do is to allow for you to raise any questions or concerns you may have. And then when we get back to our meeting on Thursday evening, after you have collected the package, we can focus on concerns or clarifications that you may need. So what I'm going to do now is to ask if there is anyone who wants to wants to raise a question or a query or to make a comment, you can just raise your hand and I'll acknowledge you.
Sir, someone was asking about the cost for summer school.
The cost for summer school is what, $3,000?
Yes, sir, and it's included in the total package.
All right, and it's included in it. So you don't have to pay it. You don't have to pay it before the 16th of August. For them, it's included in all in the fees for that you will pay as school fees. All right, so I think, and I know you're going to ask me how much is the school fee. I don't remember offhand, but I know for the entire year, the entire fees for a grade 7 student, I think is about $27,000. And those fees include, sorry? Those fees include, as Mrs. Alexander said, the summer school fee. It includes your fee for your PE gear, for your lit books, for your workshop, your lab coats, for your PE gear, your house gear, your pins. If you're a girl, it includes your belt, the cost of your belt. So that fee covers everything that you will need from us. What you will need to purchase on your own would be your notebooks. You will not necessarily need to purchase any textbooks because you will get textbooks from us as well. And of course, you have to purchase the uniforms, all right? But all of that, again, will be, when you collect your documents, all of that will be in front of you. All right, Sir Joman, you can unmute and go ahead, Richard.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, colleagues. Mr. Wellington, good afternoon. The government workers, I know there is a special provision for government workers for their kids and tuition fees. Can you say in regards to that? And my child is off the island at the moment and will not participate in summer school. So how, since the summer school fees are included in the 27,000, how will that go?
All right, so first of all, the issue of government workers, I don't know of government workers having any concession because the government tells us that no fees are compulsory. All right, so according to the government, no parent is compelled to pay any fee. So you can't say that they don't have to pay. Nobody has to pay, and then say government workers get special concession. I don't know how you would work that out. All right. So we expect there are fees, the fees that the parents are expected to pay are fees that cover expenses for items that the government don't spend, right? So for example, Mr. Joman, the government don't give teachers children house shirt and then ask the household helper to buy it for their child, right? So these fees cover expenses that the government don't pay. The government pays tuition fee for every student in Jamaica. That's a separate thing that everybody is paid for. But what we collect are for services and items that the government do not provide us with, right? Or provide you as the parent with. So if you don't pay, it means that your child won't get that particular item.
Oh, okay.
All right. And similarly with summer school, the issue with summer school, we expect all children to be here. For summer school, school actually starts the 16th of August for them. I don't know, maybe you never knew beforehand, but if the effort can be made to have the child here, we expect the child to be here on the 16th of August.
Well, unfortunately, the child won't be here, won't be there for the 16th of August. So,
okay. All right. Ms. Myers.
All right.
All right. Ms. Myers, you can unmute and go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. What if your child is on part? Would you still pay that 27,000?
As I said before, the same explanation I gave to Mr. Joman, the government don't give the school a separate amount of money for part students. All right? They don't. What they give us for part students is monies to provide lunch for them. And by the way, they give us the money to provide lunch, and the lunch the amount they give us per day is $150. That can't buy patty and box drink. It can't buy a patty alone, by the way. So we provide a cooked meal for each part student 3 days per week. All right, so the part students,
Okay.
the part students get lunch, and if they are in grade 11, they pay for their CXC as well, their exams, external exams. But as I said to Mr. Drummond, the fees that you pay are for services, goods and services that your child as an individual will need. And if they don't pay for it, nobody pays for it, so they don't get it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Leonora or Lenora, sorry.
Afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I would like to find out about the bus fare. My child is coming from Bulsov. I spoke to a bus driver, but his information is kind of shaky a bit. He is telling me something that the school is in charge of it. So I would like for you to clarify the bus payment and stuff.
All right, so I need to have a discussion with the bus drivers. What normally happens prior to COVID was that the drivers would make arrangements with parents directly and take the students to and from school, and the parents pay the drivers, right? This year starting in December, last December, we made some arrangement with some bus drivers because we didn't want our students to be taking public transportation to come to school. And so we made arrangements and had some buses all over the parish that would come directly to us. What we did was to subsidize the fees, so the parents would pay. So for example, from Bulsov, I think the fare from Bulsov per day is normally $500, right? We collected $400 from parents for children who are coming from Bulsov during the period. So we collected $400 for each child, but we didn't know how to make up the money and pay the bus drivers. It cost, as a school, it cost us more than $3 million between December and June, right? Just to help the parents to get their children to school. We are not going to be able to afford it this school year, right? Because that amount of money left us broke, right? When we spend that $3 million just to pay fare, to help students to pay fare, we are left with little to nothing for the next school year. However, we thought it was a good system. It really helped. The students got here. We probably, as a school, we were the school in Jamaica who had the most students coming to school each day, right? And we did not have one single case of COVID at school during the period, right? As a matter of fact, we ended up, I think, with two cases at school, and those 2 cases happened when the government locked down school, and the 2 workers got it from persons who lived in their homes and worked elsewhere. So we thought that it was a very good system that worked well. The students were able to get to school early and were able to get home early. And so we want to encourage parents, and we will meet with you later. We want to encourage parents and the bus drivers to work together to make it happen this come September again. I will meet with the bus drivers and I will discuss with them. Some of them have already said that they prefer if we do it the way that we did it. But if they are going to do that, then they are going to have to take less money from us, because as I said before, it cost us a tidy penny. We didn't want bus fare to stop students from coming to school during the period, and therefore we made the sacrifice, but we were not going to be able to make it come September. All right, but we'll hear more about the transportation. We'll ensure that buses are on the route. All right, so let me just go. Let me see. I think Suzette's hand was up first. So Suzette Coombs.
Yes, good evening. Thanks, Mr. Wellington. Good evening, everyone. I don't know if I missed it, sir, but read the summer school and how the COVID is up, the figures are up again. For summer school, any online provision for that?
No, we are not thinking of online just now, but we are cognizant of the fact that depending on what is happening with COVID, we may not be able to have it, right? But we are going to make the plans. We don't sit around and wait on things to be okay and then say we are ready to go now. We make our plans, and once we are allowed to and think conditions are good, then we'll go ahead with the plan. So we're not going to wait and say, well, let us wait and see what happens. We'll make the plans, and if it can't work, then we'll say it can't work at that time. All right. All right, Suzette, that answers the question. Oh. All right. I think. All right, Suzette, I think that answers.
Not on mute.
Right. Suzette, you can unmute, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just got the computer to work. Yes, it answers it, sir. So we'll keep it. We'll
Yeah, man.
keep listening.
Yeah, definitely. And we will make arrangements if it is that it can't work. We will have something in place to compensate for the face-to-face.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, Simone, you can unmute. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Simone, unmute and go ahead, and then Zoya.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good
My
evening.
question is, would you be able to provide like a brief synopsis or a summary of what your classes look like so far during the pandemic? I know you said you had children coming to school, but was it a mixed situation where you had kids coming in 2 days a week? There was face-to-face, was it straight, everyday classes? What was the classes like?
Okay. All right. Just before I answer you and before I forget, can everyone just type in the chat for me, type the name of your child and your phone number that we can use in a WhatsApp group. So just go to the chat, type the name of your child and a phone number that we can add to the WhatsApp group. Right. So the question as to how we functioned, remember the phone number to not just the name of the child, but your phone number as well. How we functioned during the period. So we obviously we didn't have any classes October, November, but in December when the government started the pilot to have a few schools reopen, we were one of the schools that was deemed ready to reopen. So we reopened with our grades 10 and 11, I think. Mrs. Alexander, it was grades 10 and 11 in December, right? Yeah, so we reopened with our grades 10 and 11 in December, and what we did was to rotate which groups of students. So we have 315 students at each grade level. So if we have grades 10, 11, and 6th form, it would mean that we would have, if all of them come to school at the same time, it would be 315 plus 315, that's 630, plus 256 formers. So that's 880. So we didn't have all of them coming in at the same time, but we rotated them in groups, what we call pools. So in grades 10 and 11, a pool has approximately 105 students. So we would have probably 2 pools of grade 11 and 1 pool of grade 10, plus the 6 formers coming in. So during that period, we had roughly between 450 and 500 students coming in each day. In January, again, remember there was a stoppage to face-to-face. So we didn't get to start back until I think the 3rd week of January. And again, we started to do the rotations. We didn't have many lower school students coming. I think we had the lower schools coming in for a couple of days. But for most of the time, it was really the grades 10 to 6th form. And we continued online with lower school. And then at the end of the school year, in June, we got our grades 7 to 9 to come in for a few days to do their external exams and to do other administrative work. So like the grade 9 students, they were able to do their subject selections for grade 10 and so on. So we didn't have everybody coming in all at once. We have 1,780 students at States. So we wouldn't have been able to have all of them at once. But what we did was during the period, we had between 400 to 700 students each day. All right.
We also had a 3 weeks where we took in the students who we were not in contact with.
Right.
You remember that 3 weeks?
Right. So there was a period when we started face-to-face in October, we recognized that we had 190 something of the 1,700 students who we had not seen any at all. So what we did was to do house visits. Some of them didn't have devices, so we got help for them with devices. And then now in January, we had, I think, about 80 odd students out of the 1,700 who we had not seen any at all. So we got those 80 odd students to come in for classes and to try and have their issues resolved. All right. Hope that answers your question. Zoya,
Hi, good evening.
good evening.
This is not Zoya, this is Zoya mommy, Brenda Dixon.
Okay, hi, Brenda.
But my thing is with Zoya, her dad's company, they give school grant, and I would need a letter to say that she's been accepted to the school, all that information. I need to know how long would that take, because by the first week of August, I need to send that letter in to the company.
All right, so you can, when you come tomorrow and collect the package, just come to the office and
Okay.
give the name to the secretary, one of the secretaries, and it shouldn't take long. It's possible. Well, maybe because everybody will be busy issuing out packages and reports, you may not get it tomorrow, but it shouldn't take long. The longest it should take is by Friday. If you ask for it by Friday.
Okay. Okay,
Right?
thank you.
Okay. Shanika. Shanika, you can unmute and go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witton. Good afternoon,
Good
parents.
afternoon. Good afternoon.
I was just basically asking because for most of the time, Javante will be in Westmoreland. Is there a bus that runs from Salamal to Santa?
We never had a bus from Sav because we never had enough students. So what we did was to do, in order to determine where the buses went, we did a survey to find out where students were coming from. And once we have enough students, then we would run the bus. I think for September, it is very likely that we'll have a bus from Sav because each day we'd have students from each grade level coming in. So very likely that we'd have a bus from Sav. All right.
Got not the tuck shop, the canteen. Will it be up and running during summer?
Yes, it would be.
Yes.
And would summer class be every day during the week or just some days out of the week?
Every day
days
for the 2 weeks. But Alex?
Okay, no
Regular
problem.
school, yes, sir. Regular school time, 8 to 3.
I remember for summer school, we try and do all the administrative work during the period. That means that they will do their IDs as well. They'll collect their textbooks, everything that needs to be done to get them ready for school in September. We try and get it done during that period. All right?
Okay, I'm going to go ahead as well and put my mommy's number in the chat because I'm actually not in Jamaica. So
That's
most
fine.
of the time she will be on. Thank you.
That's fine. Right? All right, Shanali. Shanali, you can unmute and go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I'm Terry Hines' mommy. My first question, how much for one of the epaulets?
So Alex, you remember how much for epaulets?
Sir, I almost was $600 last year.
600 for the pair.
For the pair.
Okay.
I remember they are nicely embroidered and they last for the entire 5 years.
And sir, can I just encourage the parents? It may sound a little expensive, but if you buy a pair for each shirt in grade 7, it lasts for the next 5 years. I can guarantee you, if you only buy one pair, you're going to be buying another pair the second week of school because you're going to lose them. So if you buy the epaulets and stitch them onto the shirts, they will last you for the next 5 years.
Thanks, Alex. Shanali?
My next question, when you pick up the package, when is orientation?
August 16th.
16th.
Okay, and
yes.
You're gonna assign a bus from middle quarters to pick up the student to go to school?
You mean September or for orientation?
For August
September.
summer school. Summer school for
I'm
August.
not sure. It depends on how many students. Because you can't send a bus for 5 students. So it depends on how many students. So, but more than likely, we'll put a bus that runs from Black River and pick up along the way.
Yes, that would be great because we're from there picking up from Black River going up. My son is on the main.
All right.
As long as they're in their uniforms and along the way, they will be picked up.
And the $27,000 that we're gonna pay for the school fee include insurance.
Yes, yes, it
Yes.
includes, yeah.
Okay.
All right, let me go ahead.
That's no further questions.
Thank you. Shara.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I just want to find out what would be the cost for lunch for the summer school per day.
Lunch, I think, is it 250 or 300? I think it's 250 and 300 for lunch.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Judith. Judith, you can unmute and go ahead. Is Judith unmuted? Judith, you can unmute and go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay, so most of my questions were answered by the previous hearing. I'm asking though, is it the student number that we are to put in the chat since you would have our number already?
No, man, if I have your number already and you're in the WhatsApp group, you don't have to put it in. But this is the parents' number we want.
Is the parent number you want?
Right. Yeah, man.
You need the name of our student and our number.
And the parents' number, right.
Okay. All right, thanks.
But if you're already in the WhatsApp group, you don't need to send because it means that I have your number already.
Okay, that's okay, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, Galaxy Flip. Galaxy Flip, you can unmute and go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Question I would like to ask, does it have to be the parent to pick up the package tomorrow?
No. No, it doesn't have to be a parent.
Okay, thank you. And when you register the child, how much person name can be on it? Because I don't live in Jamaica, I'm off the island, but I'm coming in to get him prepared for school. So I would like to know how much person number can I leave on that?
I think at least 3. I'm sure you can do at least 3.
Okay, thank you.
And you can do multiple numbers.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Mr. and Mrs. Ramsamuj.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Wellington. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
The uniforms must be worn on the 16th of August, Mr. Wellington, right?
Yes.
For summer school.
Yes.
That means, therefore, that we need to buy the epaulets before.
Yes, you can buy it, right, or when they come on during the summer school. You can buy it before or when they come on the 16th.
So they won't be punished or penalized or anything like that, right?
No.
Okay,
No.
All right, so thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Miss Davis. Miss Davis, you can unmute and go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Just want to find out, when we're coming to pick up the package tomorrow, is there any particular documents that we should take in, such as PEP results or anything?
No, you don't have to take in anything at all. Just remember the package costs $4,000. Just remember that. So maybe your checkbook, or your bank card.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, you can use your bank cards to pay. So if you don't have the cash, you can use your cards to pay, right?
Okay, thanks.
All right, Odin. Oh, sorry, Odin Galaxy. Odin. And by the way, I'm happy for the questions because I'm recording. So I'll just share the meeting with the other parents. So all the questions that you have asked and the answers you would have gotten, with the information will be useful to those parents who are not here. Odin?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, my question. My child is in Montego Bay. Is there a vehicle from Montego Bay to the school?
No. No, that would be a little bit heavy. So normally what we do, what normally happens, we have quite a few students who are from St. James, from Montego Bay, in fact, who comes to States. And what they do is they board with families in the community. So if that is something that you're interested in, You can, when you come, you can speak with one of the ladies in the office and they can probably give you some contacts if you really want your child to come to States, and you'll allow them. And we do have students from St. James. All right.
All right. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Judith again.
Okay, so my question, I have two more questions. One, will the epaulets ready tomorrow? Because I am from Westmoreland as well, so we won't come back again until the 16th. Right.
Yes.
So is
I think we have epaulets in stock.
okay, but you don't know how much per pair.
I think it is $600. It can be much different one way or the other.
Okay. On the 16th, a parent have to accompany the child, right?
We'd prefer if they don't.
No. No?
No, they don't have to, because they are now coming to school. And it's not kindergarten. Well, not even kindergarten. You don't want to stay at school with your child.
All right. And so my next question, I was going to ask about boarding. Because as I said, we are living in Westmoreland and we are living back Negril side.
Okay.
Right. So you just told the other parent, the parent before me, that we could ask question in the office, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Your child is a boy or a girl?
He's a boy.
Okay, all right, okay.
He's a sports fanatic, so.
Yeah.
Hence,
That's why he wanted to come to States.
No, he wanted to come. I tried talking him out of it so many times, but he was like, "Mommy, States first choice, Mommy, States first choice.
Okay.
If I pass to go to Manning, you have to get me transfer." So I just give him his heart desire. Hope he will do well.
All right,
Both sports and academic.
Yeah, most.
Yes.
Which sports?
With sports.
Uh-huh.
Well, he does the running. He does track.
What's his name?
Michael Andrews. He's a footballer and he does volleyball.
You know the Andrews is a famous States sports name.
Oh wow.
You have 3 brothers of them. One of them played both cricket and football for Jamaica.
Oh well.
So tell me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a famous States name. All right, okay. Next, let us not get carried away. That's it from you. That's it from you.
Sir.
Yes, Ms. Alex.
Could you say where the meeting will be posted so that the parents can know where to go and find it?
For Thursday?
On which this meeting, on which platform?
Oh, we're going to put it in. I'm going
Facebook.
Yeah, I will talk about that after. I'll speak about that after, right?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Hortense, you can unmute and go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My child will be traveling from Black River, so more than likely she'll be using the bus system. But my concern is, what rules do we have in place to sort of ensure as much as possible that the students behave themselves properly on the bus and bullying does not take place on the bus?
Well, first of all, what we do,
how do we go about training the persons who participate in doing such?
All right, so the first thing is that what we do with our drivers, we try and ensure that our drivers are responsible adults, right? And as a matter of fact, it is the Dean of Discipline who coordinates the bus system for us. So we try and ensure that we have responsible drivers. And then secondly, each bus comes with a responsible sixth form student who is the bus monitor. So we try and of course, they are state students and therefore there are certain expectations that they all know that we have of them. We know that not everybody lives up to expectations all the time, but they all know what the expectations are, and we have monitors in place to ensure that that the behavior is in keeping with those expectations. We also, one of the things that we did when we took over the bus system in December is that we insisted that no student from any other school is allowed to travel on the buses. So these buses will only take state students, right? And that as well does a lot. The buses when they come onto onto the campus. They board the buses on the campus. In the evenings, in the mornings, they come off on the campus as well. So we have a sense of what is happening on the bus. All right.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Joanna, is it Joanna? All right, maybe safe for me to say.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Pronounced Johanna. But
Johanna.
anyways, yeah. So how much are the belts included in the package?
For the girls, yes.
For the girl. Oh, thank you. Just that I need to ask. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Shanika, you're on mute and go ahead. Shanika.
Okay, well, allowing me to unmute. Thursday? Sorry, tomorrow when the parents pick the packages up, would there be a slip in there where they could go ahead and pay the that?
Yes.
Yes. $27,000.
Yeah, man, the vouchers are included. And again, the fees for the entire year is $27,000, but parents are allowed to pay in portions, right? So if you can only find $10,000, you can pay the $10,000 and ask for a voucher in November and pay another $7,000, and January you pay another $5,000, right? So it's not that you must pay all the monies at one time, all right?
So once you get the vouchers, you can just go ahead and pay it?
Yes, yes.
And for the epaulets, do they have to be stitched on or can it be buttoned down?
Can be buttoned down, but as Miss Alex said, especially for the young ones, your best bet is to have them stitched on. One, because it will stay on longer, and two, because they will stay on longer. That's the main reason. But if you stitch them on, obviously it means that you would need one for each shirt. But if you stitch on two and have one that you move around on two other shirts or three other shirts, then that's fine as well. But it doesn't have to be stitched. The rule doesn't say that.
I'm skeptical about stitching them down because I mean, Javante, he really grows a lot. So like stitching it down on a shirt and then have it to remove.
No, man, you cut it off.
Yeah, man, just cut it off and stitch it onto the other shirt. Cut it off and stitch it onto the other shirt. It is that strong. They are very, very strong.
All right.
All right, no worries. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Alcatel.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello. Unfortunately, I'm just joining. I'm still on the road. I'm so sorry about that. I do not know the name of the host or anything, but my phone is chipping in and chipping out. So I am hearing some information. I'm not hearing everything. So my question is, on the day of the orientation, they wear their uniforms?
Yes.
Sets uniforms?
Yes, yes. And if you, yes, they wear their uniforms. I don't know if you heard, but we did ask that you type your name of your child in the chat and WhatsApp number for you so that we can include you in the parents group. We're going to share the meeting recording in the WhatsApp group as well as on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, so parents can have access to the.
I am grateful for that information.
You're cracking up. All right, Alcatel, we lost you again. Let me go to Shedeen. We are now an hour into the meeting, so we want to wrap up in another 15 minutes at most. All right, Shedeen.
Good evening. Regarding the summer school that you mentioned, I was wondering if there will be a bus running for Treasure Beach to take them to and from.
All right, and I did say that we will make a determination later when we know where the students are from. So it would make sense for us to send a bus to Treasure Beach with 5 students down there. All right. So when we have all the students' data and we look at it, we'll let you know. All right. And remember, parents can make the arrangements for a bus as well if they want. All right. All right, Shanna Lee Burnett. Shanna Lee. Shanali, can you unmute and go ahead?
My question is, I'm coming to pick up the package tomorrow, but I have to go to work. And my name is, I think it's 12 o'clock. My child name is 12 o'clock. So I wonder if I could come in the morning and pick it up before I go to work.
Yes, you can.
Because it's from 8 to M. So please last if they will give me the package.
Yeah, man, you can come. You can come in the morning.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to skip Suzette and Hortense since as they spoke already and just ask Samsung to talk, and then I come back to Suzette. So Samsung, you can unmute and go ahead. All right, Samsung is not unmuted. So all right, so let me go back to Suzette then. Suzette again. Oh, Samsung, go ahead now. Now you're unmuted, so go. Samsung?
Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
All right, good evening. All right, I have a small issue in that I have to work and I don't necessarily work. I don't work near to Santa Cruz. However, my son is expected to come in on Friday to pick up his report, his package.
Yes.
Is it okay for me? I would just like an exemption just to have my package for my daughter for grade 7 picked up when he comes in to pick up his package for grade 10.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine as well.
Thanks much.
All right, good. All right, so that was Samsung. Suzette, you wanted to say something else?
Yes, the uniform they're going to wear for the summer school, old school uniform or States uniform?
States uniform. States uniform. States uniform. Definitely States uniform. All right. Hortense. All right. Look like we've run through all the names, all the hands. And I think we have had a very good hour. I'm really liking this group of parents. We were able to talk for an hour consistently, right? Mr. Alex, everybody have a lot of questions. I hope it's not just because you're new, but I really appreciate the fact that you felt so comfortable asking your questions. That makes for a good meeting. So thank you very much. Let me see, did anybody ask anything in the chat? All right. No. Just a reminder to put your child's name and your number in the chat so that we can add you to the WhatsApp group for new parents. Somebody asked if we play volleyball here. We do it in PE classes, but we don't have a school volleyball team. All right, so parents, obviously what has happened over the last 18 months has meant that we have to find innovative ways to ensure that we are able to communicate with each other. One of the biggest issues we have as a parent is that we sometimes don't communicate effectively with the school. So both teachers and both parents and school, we do not communicate effectively and efficiently. And of course, the better we communicate, the better we are able to serve you as parents and to ensure that your child is doing well. So we want to encourage our parents to ensure that they do everything to ensure that there's constant dialogue between us and the schools. We have your numbers. When your numbers change, we're asking you, please make sure you let us know that you change your number. We have, there are a number of ways that we'll be able to communicate with you. The school has a YouTube channel where we have, from time to time, we post school-related videos, right? Whether it's going to be schoolwork or meetings or anything of the sort relating to the school, whether it's a school match where they played a match and we post it on the YouTube channel. So feel free to visit the YouTube channel. It's Stets Online, Stets, S-T-E-T-H-S Online. So if you go to YouTube and search Stets Online, you will get to our channel and you'll see a number of videos related to to states, right? So make sure you visit that. We have a Facebook page as well. That Facebook page is States Online as well. So if you're on Facebook and you go and you just type in States Online, you will get to our Facebook page. So again, you will see things happening there. We also have an Instagram page. What is the name of the Insta? States. I think it's States Vibes. States Vibes. So Instagram. We have email addresses. Every student will have his or her own email address. And as Mr. Alexander said, they have their own Google Classroom. Now, the Google Classrooms allow you to send messages directly to the teacher. So if your child is in Mrs. Alexander's agricultural class, agricultural science class, right? And you want to say something to Mrs. Alexander, you can simply ask the child to let you send a message from their Google Classroom, and Miss Alexander will get the message. We also allow parents to be a part of the Google Classroom. So whenever we're having Google classes, parents can join the class, right? You can go in the class, you can make sure you know what the teacher is teaching, you can see what the teacher is teaching. You can also check to make sure your child is attending the classes. We also have an electronic platform, RenWeb, right? So for RenWeb, this allows parents to go on the platform and see what their child's grades are. You don't have to wait on a report. You can actually go on RenWeb and look at the child's portfolio to see what the child is doing. So there are a number of ways you can ensure that you keep in touch with what your child is doing. We're just asking parents to try as much as possible to be as involved as possible, right? Because once you're involved, you'll find that your children or your child will make the extra effort to do what is expected of him or her. If you don't show any interest, then your child will find that they will think that it's easy for them to get away with not doing what is expected of them. All right? So make sure we will share when you get your handbook as well, that information will be there. So you'll get information about the different platforms and how you can join them, whether or be subscribed to the YouTube channel or whatever it is. But we try as much as possible to ensure that parents, my numbers, sometimes I think people sorry for me because every single person have my number, and parents know that they can message me or they can call and get clarification. So much so that I'm disappointed with some parents because they will call you 6 o'clock on a Sunday morning just to ask you something that they could have asked you from Thursday gone, or they can wait to ask you on Monday or Tuesday, right? But I answer all my calls and all my messages. I just ask you to be conscionable and just be curious, have a conscience when you're trying to use my number. But we will try as much as possible to ensure that our parents can reach us at any time at all. All right? Mr. Mackenzie had his hand up and he has put it down. I don't know why. Mr. Mackenzie, can you put back up your hand so that I can ask you to unmute after Simone? Simone. So I'll allow Simone to say what she wants.
Hi, good evening, Mr. Wellington.
Hi, Simone, how are you?
Okay, good evening, Mr. Wellington and everyone. Just a quick clarification. So should the students therefore take in their devices for summer school, being that they'll be working on Google Classroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Mr. Mackenzie is the Dean of Discipline and he's with us. So he wants to say a few words. Mr. Mackenzie.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. All right. Just want to welcome you, parents and youngsters as well, and we'll look forward to a lovely time being together. 2 things I wanted to just highlight. In the handbook, there's a section there that requires you to fill in your email address. That's how it is that we'll be able to give you access to the RenWeb. And so we're just asking you, please ensure that when you submit it, it's completed as well. And secondly, in relation to the epaulets, if you choose to buy the very small buttons to put them on, that's the one that normally you would use to the males would have for their shirt. If you to hold on the collar. If you buy that small one, it will fit in the hole quite fine, and then it can fit on the shirt easily if you're choosing to use the buttons. But if you buy the big buttons that fit on the shirt, normally it will destroy the epaulet a little quicker, or you need to replace them quicker. But we look forward to a lovely time together. and for people really have a really enjoyable 5 or who to tell 7 years working together.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mackenzie. Galaxy A31, I want to wrap up now. So I'm going to ask Galaxy A31 and then we'll just share some other things with you. Galaxy, you can unmute.
Okay, good afternoon, good night, everyone. Sorry. Mr. Wellington recently logged in a while ago. I would like to know, when is the summer class?
August 16th.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, and remember, those who are just logging in the chat, type the name of your child and the phone number. We have a WhatsApp group that we have already started with 100 and odd persons already. We want to finish populating that group by tomorrow. So just give us your number, your name of your child and your number so we can add you to the group. All right, and parents who are already in the group, you can share the link with other parents so that they can join, they can add themselves to the group. All right. All right, I think we've come to the end of the meeting. Remember, we're planning another meeting for Thursday. So when you get the handbook, a lot of the questions that you are asking now, you would have been asking. But when you get the handbook, if you have any questions, then we can get them answered on Thursday evening. All right, so let me just, I want to share, Mr. and Mrs. Ramsamuj wants to, go ahead.
Sir, you're going to give us the information for the meeting link on Thursday now?
If we're going to?
Give us the information for the meeting link for Thursday.
The meeting link?
Get the link. Yeah,
no, I'll post the link in the group and we'll post it on this. Yeah, in the WhatsApp group. And right, and you'll get it in your package too.
Okay. And you're not giving out your number now, sir.
My number? All right, so the WhatsApp, the number, my number is 425. And then all nines. Easy to remember. That's why so much people have it. 425 and then all nines.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, good.
And the device you speak about, Mr. Wellington, to come to summer school, which device is that?
They can take a tablet or a laptop or a phone.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. God bless.
But we will provide devices. Miss Alex, they'll use the labs, right? Miss Alex? Miss Alex has left us. All right, I think we use the computer labs if so if they do, even if they don't have a device, we'll provide them with something to use during the summer school. All right. All right, that's Chrisanne. Please unmute and go ahead. Chrisanne?
Yes, sir. Good night. What time should the kids be in on the 16th?
8 o'clock. School starts at 8:05. So.
Okay, sir.
All right. All right, colleagues. Thank you very much, parents. And let me just share. I had started sharing this video. Let me just share it with you. It's a 6 minutes video. It's not a new video, but the information is nonetheless relevant. So.
To go through the handbook before you.
I didn't start it in the middle.
Students are also required to meet a particular dress code. Male's hair must be well groomed with no designs, coloring, or perming. On the shirt should be a low-cut V-neck, which should not be visible. Black belt with a buckle no wider than 2 inches must be worn. Pants legs should not be close-fitting, must be at least 1.5 inches leg space. Only black shoes are allowed. No canvas, suede, or sneakers should be worn. Socks should be navy blue or black. For females, tunic should be navy blue with a concealed pocket. Females should wear the belt provided and sold at the school. Only navy blue socks should be worn by females. No ankle socks are allowed. Black low-heel shoes must be worn. No earrings are allowed. Now a message from our principal.
Being a student at St. Elizabeth Technical High School is a privilege for most young persons. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to STETS and to encourage you to make the best use of all the opportunities we have available for you at STETS. we expect that you will come here and you will not just grow physically, but you will grow mentally, intellectually, as well as spiritually. We are encouraging you to be involved as a student at STETS. There are so many opportunities for you to develop your talents in different spheres of life. As a student at STETS, we expect you to be involved in co-curricular activities, cadets, 4-H club, drama club, theater arts, sports, all the different things that you would want to be as a student at STETS. You have the opportunity.
Once all these requirements are met and the student's handbook is followed and adhered to, your child will complete their 5 years at STETS successfully. All this takes time, and with 1,700 students registered at STETS, your child will now be a part of our family of champions. And we just want to say, welcome.
This is the home of true champions. Welcome to STETS.
Hi, welcome to St. Elizabeth Technical High School, home of true champions. Welcome to STETS.
Welcome to STETS.
Welcome to STETS.
Welcome to STETS, home of true champions.
Welcome to STETS, everyone.
Welcome to STETS, home of true champions.
Welcome to STETS, the home of true champions. Yay! Hi, welcome to STETS for the best years of your lives. The home of true champions.
Welcome to STETS. Welcome to STETS, the home of true champions.
Welcome to STETS, home of true champions.
Welcome to STETS.
Welcome to STETS, home of true champions. Welcome to the STETS estate. Take care of it, it will take care of you. Work hard, play hard.
Welcome to St. Elizabeth Technical.
Welcome to STETS.
Welcome to STETS. Welcome to STETS, home of true champions.
Welcome to STETS, home of true champions.
All right. So I think that's it for today. Tricia, you want to have the last say?
Yes, sir.
Right,
One more thing.
Yeah.
I see where you said girls with the shoes. My daughter had a Reebok that she used to wear to school. So she can't wear it again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Mr. My daughter had a Reebok that she used to wear to school. I just recently bought it in November, December, when she going back to school for the few days. So she can't wear it again.
If it is solid black, meaning it don't have any, it's not red, don't have the red and white Reebok on it. So if
Okay.
it, yeah, it must not have the branding. It can be branded, but it must be solid black. So it's not, it must be solid black. That's important. All right.
Okay.
Karine, can Karine be the last person? Remember, we're having a meeting on Thursday again, you know, and you haven't read the book yet. So Karine.
Good evening, everyone. Just a quick question. My son, he has a brown shoes. Can he wear that? Because I already bought that for him.
No, black only. Black only. So you
Black
have to send him
only.
black only, yeah. All right.
So me I forgot that it's not black then.
Well, or you could let him use that for church.
Okay, I will.
All right, good. All right, parents,
Okay,
thank you
sir.
very much. I know it's evening and most of you would have had a long day at work. So thank you very much for your patience and for your commitment and for your willingness to participate in the meeting. And let me wish for you a very, very good day tomorrow. Remember, A to M tomorrow and the others on Thursday. And we meet on Thursday evening. Thank you. Have a good evening.